Fixing local government could be next on the list of the priority reforms for Operation Vulindlela. That's as it seeks to boost South Africa's economic growth rate over the next 5 years. The presidency's Saul Maska says the performance of local government has emerged as a significant obstacle to investment, and that's because of its failure to deliver basic services or process regulatory approvals that investors rely on. Operation Vulindlela, which was established by President Cyril Ramaphosa in October 2020 to fast-track structural reforms, has largely ticked off more than 90% of the items on its original list. Dealmaking is set to pick up in the mining sector. That's according to ABSA. The financial services group expects companies to open their checkbooks and hunt for deals as inflation decelerates and the interest rate cycle turns, making the financing of mergers and acquisitions cheaper. ABSA says the mining, energy and resources sectors will see the highest degree of activity. That's as the mega trend of energy transition continues to drive the demand for metals of the future. Sticking with the mining sector, De Beers' rough diamond sales have come under pressure. The precious stones producer earned $315 million at its latest sales cycle. That's nearly 18% weaker than the prior period. CEO Al Cook says the northern summer is generally a quieter period for rough diamonds, and this was reflected in these results. He's added that the recent annual JCK Jewelry Show in Las Vegas confirmed a resurgence in retailers' interest in natural diamonds in the United States. But Cook's cautioned that ongoing economic growth challenges in China mean De Beers continues to expect a protracted U-shaped recovery in demand. Sephaku Holdings has posted a surge in year-end profit. The building and construction materials group has posted headline earnings of just over 25 cents. That's from 9.6 cents previously. The firm says both operations, namely Metia as well as Sephaku Cement, demonstrated resilience and agility in maintaining market share. It's added that Metia delivered strong growth in revenue and profit, and that Sephaku Cement managed to weather deteriorating economic conditions and persistent challenges in the cement industry. On the international front, Tesla said it was recalling most Cybertrucks in the United States over issues with their windshield wipers and exterior trim. This is the latest setback for the futuristic truck, whose mass production is expected to start next year. Here's more in this package report.
Tesla faces new worries over the quality of its Cybertrucks. The firm has recalled more than 11,000 of the electric pickups in the US. That's over issues with windshield wipers and loose trim. Analysts say it's no big surprise about the wipers, which have long been identified as a problem.
Comes with also a very big wiper.
The Cybertruck's unusual design forced Tesla to fit huge blades, putting a bigger strain on the motors that move them. Now the problems feed into a perception of wider issues with the vehicles. One analyst told Reuters that the overall build quality of the Cybertruck was quite poor. Tesla began delivering the Blade Runner-inspired pickup in late 2023, after years of delay. It's meant to answer critics who say the firm lacks new models. Mass production is expected to begin in 2025, and Musk has said the target is 200,000 units per year. Tesla hasn't revealed how many it has shipped so far, however, and skeptics say it may lack mass market appeal. While recalls of new car models aren't unusual, it's relatively rare for Tesla, which often solves problems with over-the-air updates. The move also looks sure to raise unwelcome new questions for the Cybertruck.
And European aerospace giant Airbus is abandoning its production targets, primarily due to a shortage of parts. Here's our reporter Anatundevu with more.
And that's right, Zinati. EU's giant Airbus is coming up short on the millions of parts that make up the company's commercial aircraft. And as a result of this, they are giving up production targets. Joining me now with more on what this actually means for Airbus and the aviation industry is DW's Chiponda Chimbelu. Chiponda, thank you so much for your time. Maybe you can start by bringing us up to speed about the Airbus's woes.
Thanks for having me. Well, aircraft manufacturer Airbus said it now plans to deliver 770 commercial aircraft this year instead of the 800 it had forecast earlier. Now, that is bad news for Airbus because it only gets paid when planes are delivered to its customers. So that will put a dent in its finances. And it's not the only challenge the aircraft maker is facing. Airbus is booking a charge of 900 million euros for its satellite business due to what it called technical and economic challenges in the telecommunication and observation satellite industry. Now, as a result, Airbus has lowered its operating profit forecast for this year by 1 billion euros to 5.5 billion euros. The news sent Airbus shares to the lowest drop in day trading in 2 years on Tuesday. The outlook regarding Airbus's production woes doesn't look good either. The situation is so bad that CEO Guillaume Faury said that Airbus would have had to deliver planes without engines had it wanted to stick to its production goals.
And on the production note, Chiponda, tell us about the issues concerning the aviation industry.
Well, this tells us that the aviation industry has some supply issues and aircraft makers have challenges getting the parts they need to manufacture aircraft. And it's not just engines. Aerostructures that are needed to build a plane frame and parts for cabin interiors are also missing. Aviation experts say the industry's supply chain has been overstretched for many years. It's also worth noting that demand for replacement parts for older planes is also hurting production. Airbus CEO Faury blamed the lack of cabin parts on the fact that airlines are refurbishing older planes. Now, the supply chain bottlenecks are just one of the industry's ongoing challenges. The other one is U.S. plane maker Boeing's slowed recovery from safety crises. The aircraft manufacturer faces legal challenges and is being forced to revamp its quality control process by U.S. aviation authorities. But now Boeing's rival Airbus doesn't look like it can benefit much from the U.S. plane maker's woes because of its own production challenges.
And what impact could it have on air travel, Chiponda?
Well, this means that airlines will have to keep flying their older planes longer than planned. Airbus and Boeing pretty much have a duopoly as passenger aircraft makers. In recent years, we've seen some of Boeing's customers switch to Airbus because of the U.S. plane maker's problems with its 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner. And keeping older planes in the air for longer could also hurt airlines. That's because older aircraft are generally less fuel efficient than newer ones. So that will raise the cost per mile flown. Older planes are also much more expensive to maintain. And of course, airline sustainability goals will also suffer if carriers are flying less fuel-efficient planes for a longer time. And air travelers in some parts of the world may also see higher fares because of less competition. Airlines won't be able to expand as fast as they would like to if fewer new planes are available.
Well, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for those insights. That was DW's Chiponda Chimbelu.